This solution illustration is brought to you by Corios. Today, financial services companies are facing tremendous data and business intelligence challenges. Your problems might arise from multiple acquisitions and mergers, living with disparate systems or services which have outlived their usefulness, or perhaps even loose or ad hoc department software purchase policies. These problems manifest and cascade as real business pain, such as poor, unintegrated customer householding data, which begets poorly executed marketing efforts, which in turn leads to poor cross-selling results and ultimately customer retention challenges. Bottom line, your profits are suffering, and these problems are compounded by the ever-changing 21st century financial services landscape with increased government regulations, audits, and even more data security requirements. Of course, no organization sets out to arrive at this state of affairs, and most struggle just knowing where to begin tackling these problems. If this sounds familiar to you and your organization, then stay tuned. Corios has a solution just for you, and we can make the pain go away. We'll do this by integrating your books of business with customer data and driving superior financial performance out of your customer relationships. Also, we'll give your financial advisors analytically driven next best offers that delight your customers by syncing your offers with their needs. This solution will transform your client relationships with proactive analyses and recommendations, provide campaign management, and in addition to data cohesion across disparate systems and departments, provide one version of the truth with user-friendly reporting. This will no doubt increase your customer retention and, most importantly, dramatically increase your profits. But this isn't just a theoretical discussion. Corios has delivered these benefits almost 20 times. Banks, brokerages, credit unions, and insurance companies are all well represented among our delighted campaign management clients. Here, for example, one of our large Canadian banking clients needed to improve their cross-sell campaign strategy with integrated analytics. To address this challenge, we mapped existing contact strategies and campaign selection rules, created analytic scoring routines, and optimized their campaign offerings in order to enhance cross-sell and maximize profits. Corios' solution produced measurable, relevant, and targeted offers to customers which were more likely to convert based on their household data, current holdings, and offer histories, and the results were dramatic. Comparing the first 2 months of implementation to the same 2 months in the previous year, this client observed an additional $22 of improved income per sale, which was also an incremental gain of $7 million over the same 2-month period in the previous year. Furthermore, this solution was implemented quickly, in less than 4 months, and the package came with user training as well. Let's take a closer look at the details of this solution now. Under this business plan, your books of business are reconciled with your customer data, and powerful predictive analytics help you maximize profits. As part of your routine customer interactions, financial services companies collect or update customer data and combine these with credit histories from third-party providers. These data are housed in specialized analytic and campaign views of your customers. When engaging with a customer, financial advisors will have relevant offers surfaced in real time to a web interface. This enriched view provides recommendations on the ideal customer strategy to pursue. After making a relevant offer and recording the response, the newly collected data feeds back into the book of business and informs the ongoing analyses. This tracking allows your organization to improve your insights into targeting, offer design, and contact strategy over time, and enhance profitability. Finally, of course, executives want to be able to see and share results with informative campaign visualizations. Let's walk through a live illustration of a potential solution now. Alright, so let's say that our financial advisor logs into his CRM system and has a long list of people that he plans to contact today. Let's take a look at how our financial advisor identifies the best product in real time for each customer. So let's say he starts off wanting to contact Jane Doe. And up pops Jane Doe's screen. And in the upper portion, we can see important financial profile data, including householding data and various credit indicators, such as the age of her oldest credit line, number of credit lines, debt-to-income ratio, etc. And in the lower portion, we see Jane's contact history. It looks like in 2011, we contacted her a few times for an annual mortgage review, and were finally successful. And then in 2012, after about a year, we started contacting her about a retirement savings account by both mail and phone, and that has yet to be successful. So, in order to better understand Jane's needs, our advisor interviews her and observes that we have missing home data, so he collects this information, and Jane tells him that her home is worth about $200,000 and that she owes $160,000 on this home. Notice that the thousands are dropped off of this figure. Our advisor saves this information and then submits it to the Customer Strategy Recommendation Engine, where this screen surfaces. And this is the same data that we saw in the CRM screen and goes into the engine to determine the ideal offer for Jane. So our financial advisor submits this information, and in real time, the engine recommends a mortgage for Jane. And based upon Jane's current financial circumstances and the behaviors of other clients who are similar to Jane, for example, her contact history, householding data, etc., the probability of her accepting a mortgage is relatively high. In fact, we predict that it's 31%, as compared to 16% for an annual mortgage review or 9% for a retirement savings account. Plus, there's additional useful information which prompts the financial advisor to present relative information as to why this offer is the best fit for Jane. For example, debt to income ratio played a factor in Jane's mortgage offering. All this the financial advisor can use to better inform his discussions with Jane. So our advisor goes back to the CRM system and opens up a new case for Jane, makes the offer of a mortgage to her, and of course this time she accepts it, and we make it today's case date. The origin is over phone, and then the financial advisor saves this information and Jane's case is updated with a accepted mortgage offer. Alright, so let's say there are hundreds of financial advisors delivering many hundreds or even thousands of these ideal offers daily to other banking clients just like Jane. Let's take a look next at how financial services companies may visualize and evaluate their campaign strategies. These visualizations give us a heads-up view toward evaluating which business scenarios are giving us the best responses and best profit, and insights about how that profitability is distributed by offer and over time. Product managers and marketing managers need to evaluate and optimize the assignment of the ideal offer for each customer, using business scenarios to drive the ideal assignment of offers to customers that financial advisors and marketing campaigns are delivering. Jane's organization has evaluated the last 2 months of performance for these marketing campaigns and financial advisor contacts, and they've evaluated the ideal fit over the last 2 months for 5 separate scenarios numbered 0 through 4. These two charts represent the last 2 months of progress. On the left, we're looking at the sum of profit dollars, and on the right, we see profit per response. The green bars, labeled VO, represent the subset of customers who only possess a Visa card. The blue bars represent those who have multiple products, which is a much larger population of customers. The baseline scenario is labeled 0, where they've set up very few business rules and constraints regarding how many offers can be generated. That's why we note on the left-hand chart that profits are so high for scenario 0, because there are so many offers going out the door. Now observe scenarios 1 through 4, which were built using an increasing number of business rules and constraints. These are the contact strategies under evaluation, and they honor limited budgets, the number of calls which can be made per day, and limits the number of times a customer may be contacted. And so as we move from left to right, there are fewer offers going out the door. Even though profits are declining in the aggregate, that's not a sign of poor profitability for these scenarios, but rather it's a reflection of the business conditions under which they live. So for example, we observe that under scenario 4, the profits for this 2-month period is approximately $35 million. As the business rules get more and more confining, and because they're using analytics to drive these business scenarios, they're optimizing the profitability of the offers which are left over. This can be seen clearly on the right-hand chart. In scenario 0, where we're making lots of offers, the profit per response is significantly lower compared to when they start limiting the number of contacts per customer. The offers they are delivering to these customers, especially in scenarios 2, 3, and 4, are the ideal and profit maximizing offers and much higher profit per response. We can drill into our analysis further on this companion view. In the top right or northwest corner of this chart grouping, we break out the three primary offers we're sending out during this 2-month period: retirement accounts, mortgage accounts, and annual mortgage review offerings. We also have a view of the geographic distribution in the lower right-hand corner. And on the left, for our two different customer segments, we have average profit per response by scenario and segment, and below that, in the bottom left-hand chart, total number of responders by month and campaign scenario. Again, lots of responders for scenario 0 and fewer responses for scenarios 1 through 4. And these charts are interactive. When we click on each offer type, we can see the corresponding profit per response and the number of responders change dynamically in the left-hand charts. When we take a look at the retirement savings account offers, we can see that these are relatively low profit offers of about $500 to $1,000 per offer. Annual mortgage reviews are more profitable, and mortgage offerings are more profitable still across the board, about $2,000 to $3,000 per customer. We can drill even further into the mortgage offerings and observe the flow of offers during each month of observation. In this case, the number of offers out the door are about the same, but we can see that there's a difference in profitability per response. Month 1 profits per response are upwards of $4,000. However, in month 2, we observe scenario 2 through 4 profits to be just a little bit over $3,000. The reason for this is due to our contact strategies over time. The first month is giving us all the best offers to the Visa-only customers up front, and leaving fewer customers to be contacted in the second month. And our contact strategy in our optimization business scenarios stipulates the number of contacts that can be directed to customers per month and per product. This tends to drive down profit remaining for the second month's customers. This type of information allows business analysts and product managers to understand how performance is affected by the scenarios they design and to close the loop for their test and learn strategies. Next, we'll examine how we built the analytics to generate these types of results. As you recall from our CRM interface, our fictitious financial advisor gave Jane Doe a real-time offer for a mortgage based upon information he collected on the call. Let's take a look at how these offers get ranked, generated, sorted, and presented to the financial advisor with contextual cues to describe why that was the best fit for Jane. First, we'll look at how offer recommendation scores are generated, and then we'll look at how offers get assigned to customers. This predictive modeling diagram shows 3 different offers which correspond to our example. We have retirement savings accounts, mortgages, and annual mortgage reviews. When we build each of these models, we get output, which reveals the scoring. We'll take a look at the retirement savings account scoring now. In the upper left, we note how well our model fits the actual data, with our best customers getting the higher scores, and the lowest customers relative to retirement savings accounts are plotted down in the lower right. And in the bottom left table, we see attributes in descending order which are the most important relative to offering a retirement account. The most important is the size of the loan, followed by prior delinquencies, debt-to-income ratio, value of the current property, credit line age, and the number of credit lines. Note that these are the same contextual cues which assist the financial advisor in his client conversations. On the right is our scorecard, which tells us every piece of information that we have for our customer. The left-hand column contains the same attributes that we mentioned just a moment ago. The middle column contains the score thresholds, and the far right column contains the actual scores. Taking a look at credit line age, for example, if the customer's credit line is less than 147 months, they will get a score of either 20 or 19 points. Credit lines which are older than 147 months get lower scores. Similarly, those customers with over 40% debt-to-income ratio would be prime candidates for a retirement savings account as well. This makes a lot of sense because we would want to steer customers with high debt to income or who have large numbers of delinquencies away from products like a mortgage where there might be a higher likelihood of default. This way, they can hopefully build up assets and perhaps qualify for a mortgage later on down the road. So, after the 3 predictive scorecards are built, retirement savings, mortgage, and annual mortgage review, they get deployed into a scoring package. And that's what gets executed in the CRM web interface used by our financial advisors, which we saw earlier in this demo. Next, let's take a look at how marketing campaigns get allocated across these offers to our set of customers for our ongoing marketing campaigns and test and learn strategies. Here's where business and marketing analysts design the business scenarios to allocate in our marketing campaigns the ideal sets of products to each customer. As you recall from the graphical visualizations of marketing campaign performance and profitability contribution that we saw a few moments ago, we have 5 business scenarios numbered 0 through 4, and here they are now. We'll take a look at the last scenario, scenario 4, which is our champion scenario for sending out offers to each customer. Once again, we have annual mortgage review, mortgage acquisitions, and 2 separate retirement accounts, one of which received no offers whatsoever because it was the least profitable. We see how many offers were eligible across all customers. We also see how many were assigned or accepted by our customers, and the profitability contribution of each offer type. As you may recall, there was approximately $35 million in profit across the 2 months for this scenario, which we also saw earlier in the graphical visualizations, and we can see that same result here. We can also see business rules being applied, such as suppressions rules, which we use to limit which customers can receive which offers. For example, customers which already have a mortgage will not be receiving another mortgage offer. Constraints limit the number of offers which can go out, for example, by call center or branch. Most important is our goal-seeking function or objective function, or OF. In this case, we're maximizing our profit objective function. We also have contact policies which limit the number of times a customer may be contacted in a period, and we're limiting that to 1 contact per period. Under the constraint summary, we can see the effects of our business rules. Notice that we set the maximum number of calls to 250,000, and we are bumping right up against that. The opportunity cost figure of $54.55 tells us that if we made 1 more call, we would get an additional $54. If, say, each call has a cost of $17, we are foregoing approximately $37 in profit. This is useful information for suggesting that we should make more phone calls under this business scenario. When marketing or business analysts are happy with this scenario, they can promote it into the campaign management strategy they have for these offers, and thereby generating the business results that we observed. Thank you for watching this solution illustration brought to you by Corios. We tell the story the numbers can't.